I'm pretty much done with Ian Rankin's John Rebus novels. I've read a whole bunch of them, and there could be as many as 30 out there, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I got a little bit worn out with John Rebus, so I picked up another Ian Rankin book, and the book is The Impossible Dead, and he's got another character, cop, who's the center of the book. The cop is, his name is Malcolm Fox, and he's part of what the Edinburgh police call the complaints department. In our terms, U.S. terms, I would say this corresponds to an internal affairs department. In other words, they're investigating other cops. Now, the story here takes place in 2010, but that's not the heart of it. I'll get to the heart of it in a minute. The 2010 story is this. A complaint is made against a cop, charging that the cop was abusing women that he had arrested or stopped for traffic violations, things like that. And the question is, did this cop, a fellow named Carter, did his fellow officers perjure themselves when they were originally investigating the charge against him? So Malcolm Fox and his two partners get involved in running this thing down. Now, the heart of the book, actually, is a murder that took place in 1985 of a lawyer/politician that took place in this little town, Fife, someplace outside of Edinburgh. It is actually based on a true event. The politician who was killed was a guy named Willie McRae. He was in a car crash, but when they found the body, they discovered that he had a bullet hole in his head. The gun was located, I don't know, 20 or 30 feet from the car, and it was written up at the time as a suicide. Well, investigating the Carter complaint in 2010, Malcolm Fox ends up going back into 1985, and he pretty much solves that murder. Now, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know anything about what Edinburgh politics were like in the 1980s, but there were all kinds of protests of one kind or another. You know, a lot of what I would call nationalist or separatist things going on, but there was a whole lot. And so you've got Fox dealing with the 2010 police complaint, and that loops him into this 1985 murder that had been written off originally as a suicide. Very well put together, really good story. One thing naturally leads to another. And all the plot, which is very intricate, it's all totally plausible. Now, the character, Fox, is quite interesting, sort of like, interesting in some ways like John Rebus. In other words, he's got a past, he's got a personality, he's got a backstory, he's got a problem with alcohol. He's dealing with a father who's got dementia or Alzheimer's or something like that, fundamentally on his deathbed. He's got a sister who's really all kinds of trouble. She's got all kinds of personal problems. And Fox is dealing with this stuff at the same time as he's juggling the 2010 investigation and the 1985 murder. Very, very well put together. Ian Rankin writes very good police novels. I thoroughly recommend them all the time. Certainly, you should read the Rebus novels if you're not familiar with them at all. But I found this one, The Impossible Dead, quite good. I'll read other novels by Rankin about this guy, Fox. I know this is number 2 in the series that he put together on it. Very, very well done. That's my suggestion for this week. You might give him a try. I'll see you next week.